Do you like my new car? Sorry! Today I'll show you how to use every kind of car you want in a real engine vehicle template. Whoa! Yeah, guys, it's terrific! So, let's get started. Still alive. What a powerful car, guys. Here we are with our cars. The orange one is the car of the Ariel engine vehicle template. The other two are other different types we might want to apply Ariel engine's car mechanics to. The first is a single static mesh, while the second one is composed of multiple static meshes. Let's open the Unreal Engine car blueprints. As you can see, there is one static mesh of the main chassis and then 4 static meshes for the wheels. Actually, it's the same one duplicated 4 times. Next, if you want to customize the Ariel engine car with our new cars, you need a main static mesh for the chassis and another for the wheels. Let's start from the car made of multiple static meshes. In this case, you also need the steering for our cinematics. What we are going to do is merging all the static meshes except for the wheel and the steering, and so from the outliner you have to select all the necessary meshes and move the selected one to make sure everything fits together. If everything is working, open the modeling mode panel, select X-Form and merge. Rename the new mesh as desired and click Accept. Good. For the other car instead, we need to do a different job. Separate the wheel and steering from the main static mesh. So, still in the modeling mode panel, you have to duplicate the mesh, just to be safe. Then go to Mesh and hit 3 Select. And what should you do now? First thing first, select all the wheel triangles, using the brush size you are more comfortable with. Make sure you didn't select the wrong triangles. Once you're finished, click Separate in the panel to create a new mesh for the wheel. Then Accept, of course. As you can see, I made a mistake. There's another part of the car we don't need. In this case, the solution is easy, because this part is under the car. So we can simply delete it. Like this. Select all the triangles of the useless mesh and press Delete or click Delete in the panel. Now it's time to center the pivot point to make the wheel turning perfectly. And so go back to X-Form, click on Edit Pivot and then click on Center. Very easy. After that, you have to delete the remaining part of the wheel. And put the new wheel in the right position. Now it's time for the steering. Use the same technique you have already used for the wheel. Select all the triangles carefully. And once you're done, click on Separate to have a new steering. After that, move the steering out to see if all works as expected. As you can see, there is an unwanted piece of car. In this case, you can't delete it because it's a visible part of car. So we need to use another technique. Put everything back in the right place. Go one more time in Tree Select. Select the triangles from the unwanted piece and separate it from the wheel. Then select the car main mesh and then the piece we have already separated. Go back to X-Form one more time to merge the meshes selected to have a new car static mesh. Rename it as you want and click on Accept. The last thing to do is centering the steering pivot point. This is a little more complicated than centering the wheel, because the steering isn't perpendicular to the word. So, firstly duplicate the steering to save a copy of it, and after that center the pivot point. Reset its coordinates at word origin 0, 0, 0. I don't know if there is another way possible to do it. This is simply my workflow. That's it. I rotate the mesh, trying to make it as parallel as possible to the floor. Even if it's not very precise, the result is more than good. Once you are satisfied with the result, all you have to do is resetting the pivot point to the word origin in the modeling mode panel, like so. And of course, drag it down on the Z-axis to make it coinciding perfectly with the center of the steering. Nice job! Finally, you can put the steering in the right position to see if the rotation is good. Do the same for the other car. As you can see, if you don't reset the pivot point, the steering will turn the wrong way. Alright, here we go in the Unreal Engine Vehicle Template map. Let's have a look to the blueprint. Firstly, we have the skeletal mesh, then the main chassis and the four wheels as the childs of the skeletal mesh. Of course, the wheels are still the same mesh. Now, let's duplicate the blueprint. Then, we start by replacing the main mesh with the one we are interested in. And then the four wheels. You just try to position them in the right place. Go back to the level map and in the world setting panel replace the default pawn class with our blueprint. Press play to see what happens. As you can see, the car is drivable, but the wheel's rotation is completely off. If we go back into the original blueprint, we can see that the wheels are in the position 0, 0, 0. In fact, their position in the blueprint depends on the position of the wheel's bones in the skeletal mesh. This means that we have to modify it. So, let's duplicate it and open it up. Then replace the old skeletal mesh in our blueprint. Here you have to reset the wheel position to 0. Once done, with the two windows open, you can try to adjust wheel position. Each wheel has almost the same name as its bone. For example, BL wheel 0 has Fizz wheel BL as bone and so on. Naturally, BL means backward left, FL means forward left, and so on. To move the wheel, go to Skeleton and click Edit Skeleton. As you can see, the gizmo changes. Now you just need to move the 4 bones coinciding to the wheels in the correct position. This is my workflow. Let's go back to the map to see the result. Wow, now everything works as expected. Cool. Alright guys, that's all for now. In the next episode of this chapter we will create a short film using our fantastic new vintage car. So, stay tuned and oh, sorry, Giovanni, do you want to say hello to our friends? Hey, hear me out. That's for you. But how dare you? And that's for my friends. For the rest, enjoy life always and of course, Chap.